Alright, so these are the Unit 3 examples for Section 3.4, which is multiplying rational numbers. So our first example, 3/4 divided or multiplied by 2/3. So when we are multiplying fractions, we multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. So we'll have 3 times 2, and then we have our fraction line, and then 4 times 3. This gives us 6/12. Now, when we are dealing with calculating fractions, we like to have our answer always in simplest terms. So 6 and 12 both have 6 in common, so we divide both of them by 6, and we get 1/2. Example number 2. Here we have mixed numbers. So I like to convert my mixed numbers to improper fractions. So let's do that. First, we must times our whole number, which is the number out front of the fraction, by the denominator, and then we add it to our numerator. So for 1/2, we have 1 times 2 plus 1, and for 2 and 1/3, we have 2 times 3 plus 1. And then all that goes on top of the original denominator. So 1/2 becomes 3/2, and 2 and 1/3 becomes 7/3. Now, to check that if you want to check that your calculations are right, divide the top number by the bottom number. So for example, in 3/2, divide 3 by 2 and you'll get 1.5 or 1/2. So we are right. So now multiply them as though they are normal fractions. 3/2 times 7/3 becomes 7 times 3/2 times 3, which equals 21/6. Now 21 and 6 have the number 3 in common, so we divide both by 3 and we get 7/2. And again, we like to write all fractions in simplest term. That means take improper fractions and write them as mixed numbers. So we get 3 and 1/2. Our last example is dealing with decimals. And when we are multiplying decimals, we like to imagine as if those decimals aren't there. So instead of multiplying 2.5 and 1.5, let's imagine we are multiplying 25 and 15. This gives us 375. The number of decimal places in your answer is equal to the total number of decimal places in the two numbers being multiplied. Now, if you have 3 numbers, it would be the total of the 3 numbers. If you had 4 numbers being multiplied, it would be the total of the decimal places of the 4 numbers. So here, we have 1 place in the 2.5 and 1 decimal place in 1.5. This means our answer is going to have 2 decimal places. So 2.5 times 1.5 is equal to 3.75. Notice how it has 2 decimal places. So we go from 375 to 3.75. And that is our examples for section 3.4.